Hey, what's up guys and gals? My name is Ricknineg. Let's do our live stream. Hopefully you're doing great. Hopefully you're doing okay on this lovely Sunday. I have to admit, before this call, not a rough couple days, but like yesterday, my uncle came to visit and he was having some health issues. Like he's okay, but he seemed to have really high blood pressure, and then like we checked his blood pressure, and then it was kind of like a little family get together. Everyone who got themselves checked had high blood pressure, but I think it was because we were like worried. Anyway, kind of random fact about yesterday. And so he went to the emergency room. He got mostly his high blood pressure controlled. And then today, like a few business deals went through. So, not the smoothest of starts. But we are here, and I think it's going to be a good week. I feel it. It's going to be a good week. We're going to be looking at the hour-long episodes, the Lucy-Desi Comedy Hour. So, hey, everyone, thank you for joining me today. Let's get moving. How's your days going? How's your day going? Yes. Why did I ask you how's your days going? Why does my shirt look yellow? It's like white. It's like pure white. And it's like yellowish. It looks white here. The screen. I think it's the light. The light reflecting off of Jupiter and the planets and so forth. Okay. So let's talk about today. Let me just go over what the Lucy and Desi Comedy Hour are for people who have no idea, who maybe have not heard of it. And I know some of you have, but some of you have even asked me, Rick, do more episodes on the Lucy-Desi Comedy Hour because I don't know, or I'm not really familiar, because they don't pass these in syndication that much. I don't know why, because I guess they have to cut them up and they don't want to do that. So this is technically I Love Lucy. And this includes season 7, 8, and 9. However, they're not traditional episodes. They are hour-long episodes. And that's the cream of the crop. That's what mostly Desi wanted to do. He felt that they weren't getting the star power or doing the best they can do with half-an-hour episodes. They wanted bigger stories, bigger things. And ironically, it brought him out of the studio a lot, because they couldn't film a lot of these in front of a live studio audience because of all the numbers and all the things they had to do. So we're going to start with the first one. Lucy takes a cruise to Havana. It's an hour long, roughly 48 minutes, something like that. And let's take a look. Okay, so it is the 7th season. The 7th season was from 1957 and 1958. Remember that Desi Arnaz is the producer, and a lot of people were brought in, like Bob Weisskopf from season 6. Okay, was brought in, Bob Schiller. And let me see. A lot of people still stayed, like Elliot Daniel stayed. He was a music guy. Who else? Mr. Hatch, Wilbur Hatch, Argon Nelson. People like that stayed. But in this one, remember, they try to go out with a bang or start with a bang. And so we have a couple guest stars. Really good supporting cast. Lucy Takes a Cruise to Havana aired November 6, 1957. Now, let me see when the last episode aired. Ricardo's dedicated statue, that was May 6, 1957. So it was like the beginning of a new season. Nothing really changed. Season 6 ended in the spring, and then pretty much in the fall we have the new episode. Yeah, Kimberly. So this is what this is. Lucy and Desi ever go back to Havana. There was one in season 6, but this is the story of how they met, quote unquote. Episode 1, supporting cast, Susie McNamara, that was Ann Southern, first guest star. Then we have Carlos Garcia, played by Cesar Romero. You know him as the Joker in Batman. He was also on Golden Girls. He's one of the boyfriends. Rudy Valley played himself. He was a kind of an old singer, classic singer from that time. Hedda Hopper, gossip columnist. And yes, we have Frank Nelson and George Trevino. He was in season 6 episode when they went to Cuba, which is kind of funny. So you have a lot of people. So let me start the episode up here. Okay. Wasn't sure if it was starting or not. And there we go. The Vegas episode. So the uranium hunting. I love that one, David. I'm with you. Some people say they don't like that. I don't get it. To me, it's cool. It's that chase idea. And this one as well, the Havana one, there's a special intro that is pretty much only seen on the special DVD versions. I do have it on my channel, so you guys can check it out after this. Let me see. Mary Chase. Okay, so perfect. Let's get this episode started. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah to everyone. Hopefully everyone's doing fantastic. holiday season is approaching. I do celebrate Christmas, absolutely. December 24th, 25th, it's like one big giant day. It's my favorite holiday. It's my favorite holiday. I like Christmas more than my birthday. I like Christmas more than my birthday. There's something about my birthday that I never liked. Like, my parents did so much for me when I was a little kid for my birthday. There were so many people. It was just so much. Like, socially, I never liked that. It was just too much. And I guess every time on my birthday, I try to make it so low-key. And I still don't enjoy it. Like, I don't know. I enjoy Christmas, but not, like, my birthday. I don't get it. I don't know. Best thing to do when something works is to change it. When something works, when something is not working, you change it, right? Do you have a tree set up? Yep. Yep. It's not a real tree. But that's all depending on your opinion, right? Real means coming from the ground. Well, it's plastic, and plastic comes from the ground. So everything comes from the ground. If you think about it, everything around you comes from the ground. Everything, including us. Everything. Clothing, even your keyboard, plastic, metal, gold, electronic circuits, all coming from the ground. Everything comes from the ground. I was thinking about that. I was like, everything comes from the ground. I have a little bullet casing here. Comes from the ground. Chapstick comes from everything comes from the ground. You would like Christmas more if you lived in California. It's so cold here in Ohio. But isn't that what it's supposed to be? Here, it's Christmas time. And I can tell you, the sun is out. It's fairly bright. Very minimum clouds. It's cool, though. For us, Christmas has always been cool. Like, cool weather, not cold. And I've enjoyed that. I don't like cold weather. It's not for me. It's 71. Like, look at that. Look at that, 71. So, yeah. Really, really cool. On your next birthday, celebrate your mom. That's a good idea. You know, I did that one time when I was a little boy. There was this woman who I met, like a family friend, and she was like, bring your mom flowers on your birthday. And I did that. I was like 10 years old, and my mom was so surprised. Maybe I should do that again. Her birthday's coming up, though, on January 5th, so... But yeah, that's true. Like, on my birthday, it's like, don't celebrate me. It's good. But at the same time, it's like I feel bad because it's like you should honor yourself, like even if it's like one day, you know. But who knows? Oh my gosh, it's 30 there. Oh, that's painful. That's just painful to hear. It was 15 the other day. I know, I'm with you guys. Like, I was in negative 18-degree weather, and that made me hate the cold. Like, jeez. Did I ever visit Jamestown? I will one day. I haven't yet. Maybe in the future. What are my favorite brand of chocolate chip cookies? Oh, man, that's so hard because I really love the Chips Ahoy Chewy. They need to be the chewy. I don't like the crunchy crumbly where it crumbles. I don't like that. But honestly, some of my favorite chocolate chip cookies are the ones they make at like the stores. Like Subway has a pretty good chocolate chip cookie. It's not the best. There's a restaurant kind of close by. It's called Urban Plates, and it's like, it's not brunch, but like they make food like as you're ordering it, they make it kind of thing. And they have like little pizzas they can make for you and like all this stuff. And they make, their cookies are this big. It's like a giant cookie. It's like as big as my head. It is so good. It's like my favorite. It's like this thick. It's amazing. It's a heart attack in a cookie, but it's okay. Yep, chewy all the way. That's the only ones I love. Oh, Arthur, I get you. I don't know what you were referring to. You meant making hour-long episodes instead of half-an-hour ones, making a joke. No, I get you. The hour-long episodes, here's the thing. For Desi, that was the pinnacle. That was like, we're better now. Not in a pompous way, but like, we're better now. We're a legit show who can do hour-long episodes. We have the money. We have the means. We have the actors. We have all this stuff. That was the downfall of their marriage, the whole series. Like, think about that. That is nuts. If they would have kept doing half an hour, I think they could have kept going a little bit more. But I'm satisfied with what they put out and the amount that they put out. You like chewy and crunchy. There's really no cookie you don't like. Well, there's Ann Southern. She made her appearance with Lucy. Lucy has her, to me it's weird. It's like a normal here and then it like puffs out here. I guess it's like a 40s look. But I love Susie McNamara, Ann Southern. She has almost like an old Lucy hairstyle, like from season 1 and 2, which I love. So I don't know why they changed that. They should have switched. I guess I didn't want to make Lucy look like before. They wanted to make her look different. Although here she's older than what she's playing. So, okay, let me go back here. Oh, yes, David. So, Chipso is good if it's chewy, in my opinion. And I'm not into oatmeal. I'm not into raisin. It needs to be, I'm such a snob. It has to be chocolate chip. Hello, Casey. How are you? Did Lucy and Desi have a vacation house in Jamestown? Good question. I don't know. Lucy's original house is there. Like, you can go see it. Her childhood home? Home when she was a child. Oh, there's Fred. Here's our technically the first ever appearance of Fred. The first time that Lucy met Fred, according to the show. How tall was Desi? I'd say he was like 5'10". That's my guess, taking everything into consideration. 5'9", 5'10". Lucy was a little bit taller. She wore heels. He had lifts. And so everything was lifted for him. The couch. He wasn't short by any means, but he wasn't like, people think he's like 6'2" or like 6 feet. No. He was a lot shorter than 6 feet. Not a lot, but he was shorter. Famous Amos cookies. Oh, no. Someone has sent me, Stars Wake, I think, sent me cookies. I still have the tin. Those were some of the best cookies I've ever had. I still have it.
Can you guys hear me?
It's here somewhere. Oh, wait. These are amazing cookies. They're empty, but I still have the tin. Chocolate. They're chocolate chunk. They're not even chocolate chip. They're chocolate chunk. And yeah. And I'm not promoting good eating habits. Okay. Yep. Home she was born in. Home she grew up in. That's kind of cool, I guess. Because I was going to say, how she was born in. Was she actually like physically born in the house? Because that sometimes happens, especially back in the older days. I went to the Richard Nixon Presidential Library / Museum. It was one of the coolest experiences ever. We went into his childhood home where he was actually born in the house. It's on the same land. Like it's nuts to think about that. And then he's buried like 30 feet away. Like it's crazy to think about that. Regardless of politics and what you think, just the fact of like, it's funny. Then we have Ronald Reagan. I haven't gone to Ronald Reagan's. I want to visit all the presidential libraries, like on both sides. It'd be so cool. It's like, I'm a nerd. I like stuff like that. I'm going off topic, but yeah. Oh no, you need to catch up on your chocolate eating, on your cookie eating. I know, I think everyone kind of loves cookies, even if it's a little bit. They're small ones too, but I mean, those aren't fun. Those aren't fun at all. Oh, and there comes Ethel with her hair and Frank Nelson. Yes, Mrs. Ricardo. Well, here she wasn't Mrs. Ricardo. She was Mrs. McGillicuddy, according to that. You're eating a tin of cookies. A ton of cookies or a tin of cookies? That's a big difference. Now, here's my question. They could have done a lot on this episode. They were creative in the writing. What do you guys think about this, if you remember this episode? They made Ann Southern like her best friend. She almost replaced Ethel in this episode. And then like after this she like disappeared for some reason. And then they kind of explain it. They're like, she got married to someone else. She left. But then like Ethel replaced her. And here Ethel takes like a very, very big back seat to Ann Southern. So I don't know. It's a weird, strange thing. But yeah, I don't know. The Ronald Reagan Library is 5 minutes away from where you grew up. Very cool. Yeah, it's Simi Valley. I've been to Simi Valley many times, but I've never been to the museum, and I gotta go to that museum. Because I'm addicted now to go to these like museums. I know there's 2 in California. It's funny, California being Democratic, Republican state. Not gonna get into the politics, but it's just funny. But there's so many, like there's George Washington. They're like, every president has like their little home and stuff, and their museum. I think that's so cool. Like, I don't know, just seeing them as men, as men who took on this office and so forth. But anyway, I'll get off on that. Frank Nelson with a medicine ball. These girls are looking for men Frank Nelson's on it. He's not wearing a wedding ring, so they're assuming they're not interested in him. Oh, that's funny. That is fantastic. Oh, this is great. He's the cruise director. Okay, so he apparently told the girls that there was going to be a lot of guys on the cruise, and opposite, all these women wanted to go on to see guys, to meet guys, and it turned out to be pretty much 100% women except for Rudy Valley, and that's pretty much it. Isn't it a little weird that they have Lucy meet the Mertzes on the trip, but then the original show they say they didn't meet the Mertzes until they moved to the apartment? Well, yeah, Casey, you're absolutely right. There's conflict there in the writing. Lucy even said in an episode that Marion Strong introduced her to Ricky, which conflicts directly to this as well. And so you're right. And I don't know. They just wanted to make an episode, and the show was continuing, and it's like a little detail that they're like, who's gonna remember that? A guy named Ricknineg? No, he's not gonna remember that. And yeah, and so they did it. That's just what it is. So it happens. And now the girls are all glammed and decked out, ready to meet a couple men. Hopefully Rudy Valley, of course. Now what's interesting here is that, remember, a lot of this was not shot in front of an audience. To me, that shows that there's a bit of a difference. Like, you see the difference in the show. One of the things where they started I Love Lucy in the first season that Desi said had to be a must was that they wanted the show in front of a live studio audience. And that created problems because, at least the shooting during a live studio audience being present during the shooting. And the idea was that Lucy reacted really well to the laughs. Like, it would kind of spur her on. It's this relationship, kind of like theater. And that she didn't work well without an audience. So let's say you're doing something funny or trying really hard and you get no reaction. That's what movies are and so forth. For some people, they love that. They don't want to be in front of a huge audience. And some people, like Lucy, it worked better for her. And so here, not having a lot of that live studio audience present, maybe that made the show a little bit different, like the mood, the atmosphere. You could feel that there was something missing. And so, yeah, just something to think about. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Did you guys notice that when you saw this episode? Although you do hear laughs, it wasn't, I mean, they were jumping from location to location. Very few episodes took place at the home. There were a lot of cuts, like compared to before. And so forth. Like here, Ann Southern's dress gets caught in the utility closet. You can see it get stuck. And then the next scene, it's not there. So they obviously cut that and so forth. My time is your time. Is it his theme song, actually? I knew that he had a lot of songs, and I looked up a couple. And it was interesting because I never knew about Rudy Valley until I Love Lucy. Never heard of Ann Southern until I Love Lucy. Cesar Romero I knew because of Batman, but that's it. Like, he was the Joker. He was a great Joker. I don't know. He did pretty well, especially for being Hispanic. Like, I think that is amazing. Again, kind of like Desi. I'm not surprised that they got together here because, I mean, they were breaking barriers. Look at all these Hispanic men doing all these interesting things in U.S. Cinema. There he is, Rudy Valley. Of course, he would have been a lot younger because this whole episode is supposed to take place in 1940. And so that was, what, 11 years before the first I Love Lucy episode. So this was, you know, a long time before they had little Ricky and so forth. So it's like a memory type story. You see the lighting change now in the background. There's a shadow and it drops. Seems like they did that on purpose to make it look a little more night and so forth. Casey, you didn't know Rudy Valley until the episode. Yeah, I'm sure people were a little bit older, maybe in their 60s, may have heard of him, you know. But I think there's no reason for us to know him unless we have like a parent or grandparent who really likes him and passes it on. Your bucket list is to visit all the presidential libraries. I'm with you on that. I want to do that. Like, I want to plan my visits. That's why I want to really go to the Ronald Reagan one. So I'm like, okay, I've done California. Because those are the only two. In Iowa, I think it's a Herbert Hoover one? Yeah, I think it's a Herbert Hoover. And I was really close. I didn't go. I was doing other stuff. But I got to go to that. Chicago. I mean, there's just a lot. I got to go to the Bill Clinton one. Not to different ones. Like, if they're president, I'm going. And then even going back to the past, like James Buchanan. I'm kind of a nerd with presidents. Franklin Pierce. I remember all those that most people don't remember. Calvin Coolidge and stuff like that. David, so for you, the acting seems forced. There's something different that you can't explain. Remember, there's not that idea of audience to rely on and to see if it's funny. And so remember, they're going by a script. So whether the people laughed or not, they still had to continue what they were doing. But I guess this audience-actor relationship is important. And it's something that for some actors, it makes a big difference. And I guess it makes a little bit of a difference here. To me, this seems too sterilized. Does that make sense? Now knowing everything I know, this seems very sterilized. It seems a little too perfect to me. It almost seems more like it's a script, whereas I Love Lucy, I'm not going to say it's not polished, because it is, because they were very polished, but it was a little bit more like I was there. This is like they're on a boat, they're doing all these things, they're in Mexico, they're in the border, you know, it's like they're there and I'm here. But in the apartment, I'm with them. You know what I mean? Anyone? Does that resonate with anyone? Was Ann Southern on I Love Lucy? Well, yeah, she was. She was right here. This is I Love Lucy, so she was on it. When she played the Countess. The Countess. Which one's that one? I don't know which one you're referring to. Everybody hated each other by then, David, which is why having hour-long episodes was a confusing decision. I don't know if it was at that time. There was still tension. Remember, the Mertzes or Vivian and Bill didn't like each other from day one, pretty much. And so, not that this would change anything. Now, Desi and Lucy, they were having their ups and downs. And by the Lucy-Desi Comedy Hour, it was in serious territory. And then once you get halfway, I would say by Lucy Goes to Mexico, Sun Valley, those episodes, you start to see some problems, like with their acting, their interaction. I could tell, like, there's just some weird vibes going around. Lucy Wants a Career, to me, that's a sad episode. The Summer Vacation was good, like, because remember, they had their ups and downs, so I think sometimes you would see them in, like, good spirits. Merton Burl, that was pretty good, but then the Japan and the Mustache one, those were tough for me because I know what was going on. Hard to watch. I think this one was pretty good. The Havana one, they were excited about this one. It's their first episode. They were ready to go. I think they saw themselves growing. But then when they started waiting a few months to release stuff, you could see there was issues. Oh, there we go. There's their big number. Cesar Romero comes in. He looks awesome with his mustache. He would never shave that off for the Batman series. Kind of funny. Oh, Domily, you really enjoyed my last flight video? Well, thank you. I'm really excited to go back. I'm going to go back on the 26th, the day after Christmas. I'm ready to go, ready to fly. I'm so excited. I'm going to see if in January, maybe we could do 2 a week. We'll see. The airport's closed for 10 days. Today's day 4 of the closure. They're shortening the runway because the city of Santa Monica is complaining about the noise. It's funny. It's funny that people who decided to live near an airport are complaining about airport noise. It's a historical airport. DC-3s were built there. Basically, the president ordered that they were built. They were built out of Santa Monica Airport, and they helped win the war, World War II. So, very, very, very important. It's a very historical place. They're shortening it by 750 on each side of the runway. Hopefully, the FAA goes back and says this is unsafe. We're going to lengthen it again. They can't close it for 10 years. In 10 years, they will decide, but most likely they won't close it. Okay, let's see here. You live 10 minutes from the Reagan Library. Awesome. Have you been there? Lucy was known as a perfectionist from what I read. Oh, yeah, for sure. Desi was meticulous. Lucy was meticulous, but she was also perfectionist. I wouldn't say Desi was a perfectionist. He definitely was, like, I know there's, I hopefully you understand the difference between meticulous and perfectionist. Desi was meticulous. He was a genius. He loved, he was very, he was really good with his ingenuity. He was really smart in that aspect. Look at these big numbers. These reminds me of the 1930s Marx Brothers type films where they had tons of people performing dance and things like that. Like, that was a big thing. That was very popular. The Joker. Yes, he was great. Cynthia, how have the fires affected, she asks, when you have your lessons? Nothing at all, Cynthia, except I did get one canceled because we had, what did we have? Because we're having the Santa Ana winds now, and so these are these brisk winds, which kind of pull the temperature up a little bit in a false way. Like it makes all these weird up currents and so forth. And so for wind right now at the portion that I'm not at instrument flying level, means instrument flight rules yet. So I can only fly basically when it's visually clear. I can't fly in rain, can't fly in snow, can't fly in fog. That's when I want to probably eventually get the instrument flight rules training so that I can fly no matter what the weather is, which is great. So it has canceled a couple lessons because of that. And obviously it worsens the fires, the Santa Ana wind. So yeah. So yeah. Oh, so you have been there. Awesome. There we go. They have deboarded the boat. And Frank Nelson is trying to, I don't even know what his name is. He's just a cruise director. Trying to get the girls happy. So he's trying to set them up with the boys. That is Cesar Romero again, kind of replacing Fred. See, that was interesting. See Cesar Romero from Cuba, and then Fred, of course, from America. But then Susie is from America. So I don't know. It's just interesting. Mr. Light Cats, I Love Lucy Christmas special will be on Friday, 8 Eastern Standard Time. The new colorized version will be the fashion show. That's one, and there's another one as well. Are the fires any better? Meaning, are the fires out? Are they going out? Hopefully they're not better. I get you. I'm giving you a hard time. Most of them are controlled. Although in Santa Barbara, which is 2 hours away from me, they're having, like, some actors are actually trying to... no, they're not trying. They're leaving their homes. They're in danger. Some students from my university, we're gonna have a retreat. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's kind of like a I don't know, like a spiritual function. You know, they're gonna go and pray and things like that. It was like a church event, and it was really near Santa Barbara. The fires are pretty bad here, but the ones that are fairly close to us, 10 miles away, are pretty much done. They're not there anymore. Pretty much everything is controlled other than that. So it's sad. There was stories about, like, horses having to be put down, and I don't even want to get into that. But yeah, it's really bad. It's really bad, and it's unfortunate. You meet a lot of famous people. I've met a few. I met Andy Dick. I've met you guys ever heard 90210, the show? I was on the show. I was like an extra once as a little boy, and then I was able to meet some of the cast. I acted alongside some of the cast from 902, but that's an old show. Like, that's when I was 3 years old. Like, my parents used to watch it because it was like the show to watch. What else? I've met some more, but you know when you're like having a brain fart and I can't think. But like nothing really huge. A couple of journalists, couple of what do you call it? People that you would see like on the news and so forth, like yeah, newscasters and stuff like that. Yeah, so I met, what is his name? Steve. Remember Steve, the curly-haired guy, and the girls, Brenda. Oh man, what's it? Kelly. There we go. Those three. I met them because I had a scene behind them where we were told that we need to play in the background. They went to a school and gave gifts. It was a Christmas episode, actually, which is kind of funny because we're in Christmas. I'm talking about that now. And yeah, I was one of the kids who was acting in the background when they were doing like scenes together. And so we got to meet them. It's kind of cool. But again, I was in kindergarten, I think. First grade. I was in first grade. So I barely remember. Let me see. So, it's Andy Dick. all I can tell you, because news is news, all I can tell you is my experience. We were at the Grove, which is this big mall. It's like a lot of actors go here and stuff. So I've seen a few there. And he literally bumped into me. I think it was the Apple store, but we were looking at stuff. It was just like stuff, electronics. And he bumped into me saying, "Oh, excuse me." And he like stepped in front of me. He grabbed something. He was polite to me. And I looked and I was like, "Oh, Andy Dick." Like, I don't like to bother people when they're like actors and stuff. I don't go and ask them for autograph. Like, I don't do that. I don't know why. I just feel like they would be bothered. Like, I kind of put myself in their shoes. I feel like it's like, oh, they'd get bothered, so I just don't. I just don't bug them. I've seen the Eagles live. I've never met them, but I saw them live. Other than that, nothing really worth noting. Like, no Britney Spears, no Tom Cruise, nothing like that. Like I said, I've seen a lot, but I don't go up to them. I just don't. Like, I'm no one to them, and it's like someone goes, "Hey Rick, how are you?" I'm like, "Oh, cool. You like my stuff? Okay." Like, I don't know, maybe for me, but for some of them, they just want to live their life, and so I don't bug them. It's pretty common to see them here. Oh, and there is Carlos it's completely fell in love with Ann Southern. I keep saying her real name instead of her name. 'Cause it's like, they are those actors, you know? And it just seems to me, let me just go over here. It just seems to me like they're playing themselves almost, you know? Like, I think Carlos is Cesar Romero. I mean, it's like the same name. It's like they didn't want to use his name. They could have. Rudy Valley is the same name, right? I think, what was he? Susie McNamara. Susie and, you know. Andy Dick wouldn't mind. He loves the attention. I'm sure. I don't know much about him. I've seen him on a couple shows, and that's about it. Sometimes it's their time. Yeah, I know. Some of them are great, believe me. I've heard really good stories of people who are like, "Oh, they were so good, and they were so welcoming, and they were so nice to me," and stuff like that. I don't know. It's not even intimidation. It's like, my brother went to a convention and met like this newscaster. He's like a video game newscaster, Adam Sessler, and my brother and I used to watch him. And my brother was introduced to him by a friend of his. And so my brother thought it was cool because he's like, "Well, I'm meeting this guy who I like, but I'm being introduced as a friend, not as a fan." And he said like the guy was hanging out with my brother like nothing. Like, almost like the individual was more friendly to my brother and more willing to be with him, because it's like my brother wasn't like, "Oh, I'm a big fan of yours, blah, blah, blah." Where it's like, "Oh, cool, yeah, thank you, all right, see ya," kind of thing. And where it was like, no, he doesn't kind of know me. He thought that. And so it wasn't a big deal. When you lived in California, you saw a lot of celebrities going up. You never bugged them for an autograph either. They're normal people. So after that, I'm with you, Dominic. Like, I'm in the same boat as you. Like, I see them, it's cool, I get a satisfaction of seeing them, and I move on. Like, I don't know. Call it what it is. Everyone's different. Some people likes to go up. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, though. I don't think people should not go up to them. I don't think so. If someone sees me and they see my stuff, which, if you're one of the 7,000 happens to see me, it'll be great to have people come up. I've had a couple people meet me at work and be like, "Hey, I've seen a couple of your videos," and it was cool. And we talked, and it was great. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you on 7,000. Isn't that awesome? That is great. That is amazing. I'm going to have to make a video just thanking you guys on that. I'm a little bit late, but you know how the counters work. You sometimes hit 7,000, you go back 1, you go up 2, you go down 4. You know, like today, like my count was like down 1. I was like, okay. Like, the counts are good. The numbers are great milestones. I'm really, really looking to see you guys hang out. It's my big goal. I really wanted to hit 7,000 before the end of the year, and I did it. I'm really excited. And so I appreciate that so much. That was all due to you guys and sharing my videos and supporting me. I want to hit 10,000 before the end of next year. The reason, if I go more, great, but I think 10,000 is a big number, because by that time I have a lot more access to YouTube. I'll be able to go to YouTube Space, which is a physical location here where you can pretty much for free use their studio, their cameras, their equipment. I could do like on-site interviews. I can go to things where you can meet other YouTubers. It's exclusive for 10,000 and up. And so, yeah, that's my big thing. And once you hit 10,000, the numbers start to go in the hundreds. Like, you get exposed a lot more and you start making a lot more subscribers quicker, and you get to the tens of thousands quicker. And, you know, I don't know, it's cool. It's cool, the raising up of the numbers. And I love going into other stuff. Like, I don't know if you guys saw, I'm going to do a review. Oh, it's done. It's just going to be posted tomorrow on 007. I'm getting into 007 and all the cool movies. Bond, James Bond. And so, yeah, if any of you are into movie reviews and stuff, stick around. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. You want my autograph? Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Well, you guys are cool. See, I'm not a celebrity or anything, so it's different. I'm sure some of them are, like, sick of it, and I understand. They get mobbed and stuff. I don't. So if someone asks you for something, I'm like, okay, if you want me to sign, if paper was worth a penny, now it's worth a penny and a half. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, for me, it's like, it's about connecting with you guys. Like, literally connecting with the people who support what I do. You know? I don't know how to explain it. It's one of those things where you produce work, you make work, you create something. And then someone's like, whoa, that's cool, what you created, kind of thing. Like, I remember my dad, his thing, he's not big into videos. He sometimes records and stuff like that. But, like, his thing is, like, cars. He loves cars and fixing them, and he does restorations, too. He loves restoring a car and then, like, going to shows, bringing it there and being like, someone will talk to him, and he loves that because it's like, the work that he did, someone's talking, appreciated, you're interested. So it makes you feel good. It makes you feel you accomplished something, right? You accomplished. So, yes. Vid on. What do you mean by vid on? Vid on? VidCon? VidCon? You mean VidCon? What is wrong with my hair on this side? Look at this. It's like, yeah. Hey, Ron, how are you? Don't be that dude, Rick. No, I won't. I won't. I won't be hitting 1 million anytime soon, although eventually, my hope is that I will, but it won't be anytime soon. And even if I do, it's just a number. It's just a number, but then again, it is an accomplishment. Like, I'm not belittling it, if hopefully you understand that. Like, it's always important not to let stuff get to your head. I always remember, when we die, we'll all go in the same box. The box is the same. You know, we'll all go to the same place. Hopefully that makes sense. Like, yeah, you don't take anything with you. I even tell my family, I don't have a lot. I'm a very kind of simple person. Except for my car, I don't have a lot. Like, I don't. I live very simply. Like, my clothes, a lot of my clothes has been there since high school. It works. It's on my body. It works. I'm very simple. And I tell my family that I don't have a lot. I'm like, if you have stuff, like, give it away. Like, if I'm gone. Like, if I die an early death. Like, not to be morbid, but I don't mind talking about these things. And it's like, give it away. Like, I'm not going to keep any of this stuff, you know? All these DVDs, give them away. Give them away, you know? So, yes. Hello, Ron. I think I said hello, Ron. Glad that you're doing okay. Have you ever considered vlogging? Normally, I kind of do vlog. Like, not... I don't want to say, like, oh, yeah, these are legit vlogs. The thing is, I'm not getting into vlogging now because honestly I think that right now people want to see my content versus stuff about me. So you may see peaks of vlogging, like my unboxing is not really a vlog, but I mean there's no content there. It's me opening boxes. I strive to put content out there. Look at this, look at these episodes, look at these scenes. That's content. This isn't really content to me. This is connection with you guys, if that makes sense. And so vlogging to me is not content. Not that it's bad. Some YouTubers make tons of money, millions with vlogs, and that's fine. Maybe I'll get there. But it's one of those things where I want to put right now content, and once my popularity soars, like once more people know about me, then they'll want to know more about me. And then they're going to request more vlogs, and then I could do that. But I still be want to putting out content, if that makes sense. To me, even gaming, like when I play games, that's content because it is a game, it's information, I'm commenting on it, I'm giving tips, tricks, whatever. I Love Lucy videos, that's content, you know, so forth. My car videos, that's all content, in my opinion, because I'm going to car shows. When I go to car shows, it's not really a vlog. I could make it vlog-ish, but yeah. Casey, good question. Wouldn't my pilot lessons be considered vlogging? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I guess so. I would say you would consider that, but when I make them, that's not my goal. Like, my goal isn't necessarily me in those videos. It's my journey. Like, I want people to see that who maybe want to fly or have a desire, don't know how it is, and me being like, okay, here's me day one. I didn't even know how to fly a plane, and now look at me, I have my license. You know what I mean? They could see all the videos. They could see the journey. That's what I want. And hopefully if they're interested in that, they want to see more and maybe stick out for my channel, stick around, and so forth. These are great questions, guys. Thank you for this. I love it. Love it. More. Chat. Love it. VidCon, probably not. Honestly, I've kind of set a goal where maybe if I hit 10,000, then I'll go. I want to go. I don't want to go as a viewer of others. I want to go as a content creator. And I feel that I'm not large enough. It's not that I'm not large enough to go, but I want to have a little bit of backing for me to be able to go as actually like a content creator. And of course, I'm very niche. Like, I Love Lucy. There's people out there that are like, I don't know, there's different topics. There's like cooking. That's pretty broad. It's like cooking. But mine is like entertainment, and then TV, and then I Love Lucy. So it's really niche. But then there's like Three Stooges, other stuff. There's like flying. So my channel is more like Swiss Army knife. It's a little bit of everything, which is kind of like me. They should have a LucyCon. It kind of bothers me that they don't have them anymore. Is it because like most of them have passed away? Is that what it is? That's unfortunate. But that they still don't have it. They should. But, you know. Let me see. Be safe while flying. Well, oh, definitely. I have to be safe. I'm with my instructor, and he makes sure that I am very safe. And he's 21, but he is super mature, and he keeps me, you know, he tells me that this is great, and you guys might want to know this because some of you are interested in the flying stuff. He'll tell me, I can teach you how to fly. Anyone can learn how to fly. What I can't teach you is good decision making and being safe and making safe decisions. You could decide to go out and fly in a storm to just be like, let me test it out, and you increase your risk. Whether saying, I'm going to wait till it's a clear day and lower my risk significantly. Flying's always a risk, but it's how much do you increase the risk by doing crazy things. So you don't want to do crazy things when you fly. You don't, because it's not like a car, you know. Did I go to the LA car show? I used to. I won't go anymore. I have kind of boycotted it, to be honest with you. There are some car manufacturers that they don't go, and that's because they aren't allowed to go, and that upsets me. A lot of the exotic cars are not there. They're in like the bottom floor, and they have a type of like, these are people that soup them up. But I want to see the new cars from all the manufacturers, not just some. And so I'm not going to pay my money to see some. So I've kind of boycotted it. I rather go to car shows, like where owners of the cars go and bring their cars, because these people are passionate about them, and they bring them, and you see different cars from the 60s all the way to like cars that came out yesterday. And so I prefer that. That to me is more exciting than going to a car show, seeing new cars and seeing all American cars. I'm not a fan of American cars. Serious. Arthur, have you ever heard what Lucille Ball thought of doing that the Three Stooges movie, and of them, their styles of comedy are light years apart? Well, yes, you know that Lucy was in that, she was with the Stooges. She was in Three Little Pigskins. She said she didn't learn much from them, which is kind of, it's strange to me, that quote. But I don't know. I beg to differ. I feel that maybe she didn't realize she learned something, but I'm sure she did. And I don't know what she meant by that. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I can't give you much with that. I don't know if there was like a little rivalry going on between them. I would even say they kind of helped catapult her career, because she was with the Marx Brothers and Three Stooges, and then she did a couple movies on her own, and then she did My Favorite Husband, and then from there she moved on to I Love Lucy. So, which classic car is your favorite? Oh man, I don't know. That's a great question. I'm getting all these texts from people who want to look at my cars. Sorry. Random fact. Which classic car is my favorite? Classic car. Yeah, so this is a classic car. I love the Ferrari F40. It's a 1990. They came out for a few years, so we'll just say 87 and 90, I think. It was so cool because I remember my dad had a book of Ferraris, and it was like pretty much from everything from the 50s to the present. The present was like 1990 or 92, and it was the car of that time. Like, I was a little boy, and I remember I would go through all the cars that would be so cool in the 50s, 60s, and then they came to the pinnacle, 1990, something like that. And so I was a few years old, like 5, and that was like my poster in my room. That was like the coolest car ever. And 30 years after, almost, and still I think that's the coolest car ever. So I think you will ask a lot of men who are into cars and stuff, or women or whoever, what their favorite car is, and a lot of them will depend on what generation they're at. Like, my cousin is younger than me. He's 15, 16, and he will love, I don't know, he loves the newer cars. So he's really into like the Lambo Murcielago, which is like a 2006 car. Like, he's not really into the 80s cars, you know what I mean? So I think, you know, let's say my kids, my future generation, will love, you know, maybe the cars that just came out now kind of thing. And so I don't know. It's just interesting to think about. Ron says, great train robbery. Love it. When Lucy pulls her emergency brake, Fred and Ethel have their dinner on it. Oh, yeah, absolutely. What you should do, Ron, is have you checked out my video, the, I'm having a brain fart, the one about the most complex sets? You should really, really, really look at that, because essentially I go into that set, how it is, how it works, the how they made it shake and everything. So absolutely should go check that out, because you get behind the scenes information. And I think when you watch it again, like when you watch my video, then when you watch the episode again, it'll let you appreciate it a lot more. You'll get to actually be like, oh, I know, that's really cool. And you'll notice a couple cool things. So go ahead, watch it right after this one if you haven't. You missed your 66 Chevy 2SS. Wow, that's a classic right there. And Ron, you love Mustangs. Ford Mustang. Right, Ford Mustang? Yeah, Ford Mustangs. American cars. I need a brush up on them. Dodge Challenger Road and Track, right? That's RT. I know a little bit about those. The Dodges, that's kind of the sport edition of the regular one, I'm sure, right? Drove for 35 years. Whoa, you must love that car, right? Well, I've had a car. The longest car I've had was 5 years, but it was my favorite car ever. And then it was like, it was time to sell it, so I sold that one. I bought the one I have now. So yeah, I don't know. Lots of cool stuff. Cars are cool. Cars are awesome. Oh, look. Now Lucy and Ricky are at a little cafe. They're trying to decide how they can all go back to the U.S. And the girls are trying to bring them along. Get immigration status. All that cool stuff. It was just different back then. 1950, what, 50, 58? 59? No, 57. Lucy has her weird, to me that's weird hair. Oh, and there comes Rudy Valley. Your mom got a Jaguar for her birthday. Those are cool cars. Jaguars are cool. Jaguars, the British cause. Cause of the Queen. Scotty Baxter. I Love Lucy show. You love Mr. Mooney. Mr. Mooney was funny. He was good. Wow, this is turning into a car channel now. Cynthia, you love your brother's new minivan that he just got. The driver chair feels like that Star Trek hat. That is funny. Now, going back to the scene, it reminds me a lot of the French episode, the episode from France, where they go and they kind of destroy the counterfeit episode, where they go and they kind of destroy the whole cafe. Because they kind of do exactly the same here, and they get brought in not because of counterfeiting, but because of property destruction. And so it's the same kind of concept. Interesting. Just something that I thought of. Let me see. This episode still has quite a bit to go. 40? Wait, we can't be 45 minutes in. We're 45 minutes in. Huh. It just, the times don't seem to work out. Let me see. Mrs. Carmichael. He got so upset. So you know, also Ron, I'm pretty sure you know that he was in I Love Lucy 3 times, right? Do you know which ones he was in? Which episodes? The whole I Love Lucy series, including the hour-long episodes. You like Lucy as a single gal too. Nothing against Ricky. I love them together too, of course. So you mean Scotty in the ow, I'm itchy. In the Lucy show? In that one? You mean where she's single? Oh, and there you go. Not quite yet. You see that they're all trying to show off to Rudy Valley to see if he'll bring him over. See if he'll have him be part of the band. He was good. He played along. I like that Rudy Valley was able to make a little bit of a fool of himself because he was a fairly well known. It was not past his prime, but he was to the point where kind of like Elsa Lanchester. If you guys have seen a couple videos back where I talk about salaries, how she was Miss Grundy, the hatchet murderess. She was also the bride of Frankenstein. So in the 50s, again, it's not that she was past her prime, but she was past the peak of her acting career. Like, she was very well known up at that time. And so the fact that they were able to kind of make fun of themselves, I love that. I love that. They don't take themselves too seriously. Let me see. Scott, if you see here, let me tell you something, Scott. Okay, pay attention here, because if I get out on like a 3rd floor balcony and I grab onto the rail and I look down, I get like vertigo. Okay, I don't like looking down from heights like that. Okay, I get that queasy feeling. Although at my university where I went to school, there's like a cliff and you look down and I'm okay. Like, I could look down, but if it's like a straight drop, I don't like that. Like, that makes me, yeah. But when I fly, nothing. It's like I look down, I know I'm high, but I feel very secure in the plane. Very, very secure. So what I would recommend, if you are interested, Scott, go to a flight school. Go to an airport to a flight school. Recommend, like, go see a good one in your area and tell the pilot. Go and talk with them. A lot of these people are very, very nice and welcoming, and tell them, be like, hey, I'm afraid that. Do you think, you know, what would you recommend? Let them recommend something. I would recommend you take a Discovery flight. It's very, very safe. These planes are very, very safe. Maintenance is really good. There's only 20 accidents in the whole United States every year. 20. That's all planes. That's commercial planes, small planes, big planes, jets. That's nothing. There's 5 million car accidents a year. Planes are very, very safe, and don't get worried about that. You just see if you're okay with the height. Literally have them go up, around, and land. Like, literally a 5-minute flight. If you're okay, then you can keep going. And they have little bags in there in case you get sick or anything, but you probably won't. You'll be fine. But go and try it out. You know, the worst that can happen is you don't like it and then you never do it again. So you should be good. My opinion. The Judge. Yes, the Judge, the one with the plastic fruit. You got it. Did you ever see Mr. Bean's Mini? I've seen it, yeah. And I love Mr. Bean. I'm a big fan. Any fans of Mr. Bean here? The British comedian, the Swedish kind of pantomime.
Hello, a Bean.
I love him. I should do some videos on him. He's my favorite. I always forget the 3rd one. So in season 1, he was Mr. Littlefield twice in the schedule and in the last episode where they dress up, or Fred dresses in drag, and then the Judge. Those are the 3. Dom Lee, oh, I love roller coasters. I used to be afraid of them, the concept of them. Then I rode on them, and I was addicted to them. So I love roller coasters. You can ride roller coasters, but you can't ride Ferris wheels. Okay, I don't do spinny rides. I can't. Like, I've done a couple, like, even like teacups, you know, like spin. I can't. Like, my brain doesn't work that way. Where if my vision gets blurred like that, my brain doesn't. I can't. Like, I get sick. And so, probably like crazy acrobats, like, but how can I explain it? I'm fine with the roller coaster, but like spinny rides, like, or you know, the boat rides, like the pirate ships, I can't do those. Like, it's constant motion, same thing. Like, I don't like that. Or like rides that just spin. Like, see, to me, there's no point. Roller coasters, you're moving. There is actual, you're moving in different places. You're going up, down. There's actual movement instead of static movement. That makes sense. So yeah, I can't stand static movement. You think you would be able to fly even though you're scared of heights? Yeah, just try it. Just try it. It's really cheap. Save up 150 bucks. Like, that might sound a lot, but that gets you about an hour flying with an instructor to see if you like it in a small plane. Like, I would recommend it. The feeling is amazing. Amazing. And the worst, it's kind of like bungee jumping. It's so much safer. Skydiving. It's something I think everyone should do if they can afford it in their life. Like, save up a couple bucks every week, and maybe in a year you'll get it, you know, at the worst, and then you'll do it, and you may like it. It's really, really cool. Lucy's schedule. Lucy asked for a raise. Ricky asked for a raise, and Danny Thomas visits. Basically, that's something like that. All right, Casey, thank you so much, and I appreciate the package. We're gonna make a video on that. You're scared of heights, but you'll fly to England. Yeah, I mean, you trust the pilots and so forth, and those commercial pilots, they have thousands of hours. They have to have at least 1,500, 1,500 hours to be even considered for that job. That's a lot. Okay, I right now have racking in over 10 hours. I mean, it's something, right? But they add up. They add up. My instructor is in the hundreds somewhere, like 300-400, I would say. I'm just guessing. And he's building up his hours so he can do commercial. So, kind of cool. You just watched Merry Christmas, Mr. Bean the other day. Oh, so funny. Oh, Mr. Bean's awesome. What I love about him, it's all mime, pretty much. Like, he'll make sounds and stuff like that, or he'll be like, hello. But his comedy's not based on dialogue. I think that's what I call mime work. Like, there's completely silent people, no sounds, like Harpo Marx. Although he could go, or he'll snap, I still think that's silent comedy. Charlie Chaplin was 100% silent, right, for his comedy, for what he's known for. But then Mr. Bean, I think, calls back to those Charlie Chaplin type characters, which I think are amazing. It's amazing type comedy. Yeah, guys, fear flying, it's on the brain. I'm with you, Cynthia. It's on the brain. Some people can't do it, and you don't have to be forced, but I know a lot of people who maybe are hesitant or think they'll get sick. Or the only thing on my plane, it's a sport cruiser, so it's a little bit squirrely. Like, a bigger plane is bigger, and so obviously it takes a lot more to move it. Smaller plane's a lot more agile and jittery. But once you get used to it, it's not a big deal. After the third lesson, I was very much used to how squirrely it was. You love how Lucy got stuck in the port second honeymoon. I love that episode. The visual of her getting stuck there is amazing. There's a saying in Cuba, it loses something in translation, but my dad used to say, I don't know what to do anymore. A roller coaster where you lay down and it just took you up in it on your stomach. Oh, that sounds crazy. See, that I don't know. Where I'm laying down on my stomach on a roller coaster. See, that to me is a little crazy. Like, I like loops, but once you get into the thing where it's like you're laying down, you're turning, and you're going on a roller coaster thing, like there's like X to it. See, that I don't do. I'm like, that is just like, that's just asking for me to throw up. Like, I don't know. The drops and stuff, that's fine. Like, too big of a drops, like Goliath, like that's excessive. Why do I need to drop 500 feet? Like, I'll do that in a plane, like, you know. But yeah, I don't know. That's just different tastes. Different tastes. Oh, and there are the girls. They're in the police station right now. They're giving them they're giving them water. It has been spiked with vodka, or probably tequila, because it's Cuba. It's not vodka. Or rum. It might have been rum. I didn't really pay attention. You guys might know what it is. Hello, Katie. How are you? Nice to see you. Nice to see you on the live chat. And nice to see everyone, because I know people come in and out, so I want to be able to welcome people. I always welcome people in the beginning, but I want to welcome you if you didn't get welcomed the first time. And look at this. Susie McNamara. It says menu. It's really cool. In the background, there's like graffiti, and it says menu. In Spanish, pan, agua, which means bread, water, bread, water. So they're saying, the prisoners are saying that that's all they're eating, bread and water, bread and water. That's the menu every day. And then there's like adding of numbers. So it says like different years, so like 1947 plus this, plus this, and it says I might get out in 1970, and like that's the graffiti. It's kind of funny. So Lucy and Susie don't spike it. Remember, it's one of the. I think he was the guy was sweeping. He was like the maintenance guy at the actual police station. He's the one. He was trying to hide his drink and he pours it in there and so forth. I know, Mary, but I can't. I can't show it to you because of copyright stuff. It's not me. If it were for me, that's what I used to do. But I can't. Literally, I will do it and they will cut my feed. Like it will go to black for you in about a minute. So it's not worth it, to be honest with you. I always tell you guys, if you can get it on your own, to watch it with me, and that would be the best thing if you could get it. I know some people can't, unfortunately, or don't have access to it, don't have DVDs, and so forth. So, but yeah, but up until then, we can talk about it. We can talk about different scenes. It's so great. It's so great to see them. See, I don't know. I don't want to say that. I think she was a really good sidekick to Lucy and Southern. I was really surprised. I don't know how well she would have done to play the character of Ethel. I don't think she would have done as great as Vivian Vance. However, she works really, really well with Lucille Ball. I even think Susie McNamara here works a lot better with Lucille Ball than Vivian Vance did on the Lucy show, or on when they did later. I don't know why. I think their chemistry kind of changed, not in a bad way. I think they're even closer. I don't know how to explain it. I just love their chemistry on I Love Lucy, and I've seen this stuff on the Lucy show. I think it's subpar. Miss the boys. I think it's just too much on them, and you can just get oversaturated with stuff about them. I don't know. That's just me. It might be heretical what I'm saying, but let me see. All right, Donnelly, nice to see you. Lucy and Susie get drunk in the cell. Yep. And then they try to take the water with them. Remember that? Susie's like, I'm gonna bring this to my mother. She will love it. Lucy and Ricky play the drums together. Yeah, that was a great moment. That passed just a little bit ago. We were chatting away. What are you watching it on so I can watch it along next time? I just have the DVD. Yeah, that's why I have them on demand. That's why I can watch any episode that I want. Because most people, or some people watch it on syndication, or they watch on the Hallmark channel or whatever. But I have the luxury, because I will always say that, of being able to watch any episode I want when I want. And again, you can have the whole series, episode 1, all the way all the hour-long episodes for about $40 to $45 on Amazon. You can order it as long as you have a DVD player, which is like a PS3, PS4 DVD player. You could watch it. It's fairly inexpensive, but I know not everyone can afford that. But then again, you can also buy a couple seasons. You can buy season 1, let's say, and it has 30-something, almost 40 episodes. Or you can choose a season. And it's about $14. I mean, it's fairly cheap. So hopefully you guys can maybe take a look at that. And I'm not being paid to say that. I'm just saying, if you guys like the show so much, might be a good idea. Was the set at Groman's Chinese Theater real or fake? Completely fake, Katie. They did a really good job. Remember, season 5, so they had money to be able to really recreate it. They recreated a lot of the actual stones. Probably not in detail, but the John Wayne one they were able to recreate, so that's kind of cool. I Love Lucy, yes, direct. Colin, nice. Colin, is that correct? Nice to see you on the chat. I don't think I've ever seen you, but I appreciate that you coming on. And yeah, so we're talking about I Love Lucy. Are you a fan of I Love Lucy? Direct. Ron, you have the DVDs. They're great to watch. You got your niece and nephews hooked on the show. Sorry, I just had a brain fart. You have the DVDs. They're great to watch. Do they like watching black and white shows? That is funny. That is really, really cool, isn't it? That's really cool. I've had a lot of young kids and stuff never seen it, and then they say they've been turned on to the show by a family member or a friend or something, and they watch it and they're like, I never used to watch black and white shows, I didn't understand it or anything, why people like it. And they're like, but this is so good, so much better than what we have now on TV. It's pretty funny. Oh, Mary, I see you're on disability, so you will watch for sales. Gotcha, no problem. Yes, I believe Ann Southern was on the Jack Benny show. I think you're correct. I've never seen it, but yes. Oh, you definitely need to. direct, go to Hulu. You can also find some episodes on YouTube, full episodes, or they're in pieces, and then people aren't getting any money for them. Some of them are blocked. But you may be able to find some episodes. Watch the ballet season 1. Watch the chocolate episode. Watch the commercial. It's called the Vitamin Benjamin Watch. Watch those. That's Pinnacle I Love Lucy. If you love those and you want to watch more, then you can get into the show. So like the ballet, those are on Hulu for free, I believe. You guys can back me up on it. Ballet, the chocolate episode. So it's called that one's called Job Switching. And these are just like some of the best, cream of the crop, like the most iconic I Love Lucy episodes. And if you like that and you want to see more, well, then you can move into more. And you don't really need to watch them in order. Like later you can. Just watch those. I would recommend. Because then if you start watching like the Lucy-Desi comedy hour, it may watch one that's not so great, like Lucy's Last Birthday. Don't watch that, or the Scotland one. Like watch that once you watch all the rest, and then you go through the show. You love when Bob Hope is on the show and they sing Nobody Loves the Up. Well, they wrote that song especially for the episode. Did you know that? There's a couple bloopers that I do have, and I should have that video up. My season 1 blooper video got removed or blocked by everyone other than myself, which is crazy. Oh, well, I appreciate it, Direct. Thank you so much for joining, and hopefully you'll enjoy the content that's coming up. I have a cool stuff planned. I have tons of stuff. I have over 900 videos, guys and gals. I just checked my channel. It's like 900 videos. That's nuts. That is nuts. Hitting the upload button over 900 times is just ridiculous. I think we're fighting a losing battle. 1 week and a day till Christmas, to the birth of our Lord. It's awesome. Awesome. Oh, Lucy's playing the harp with the jail cell. Sounds like with the jail cell door. Sounds about right. Sounds about like Lucy. Oh man. Now that's funny that the guy in jail he falls asleep. Now this is funny because we're about an hour and 2 minutes into the episode, because I think, again, this includes everything. There's nothing cut out of this for the most part. And so something to think about is the syndication one. With commercials, you'll probably see 45 minutes of footage. It's really sad. Really sad. Stars Wake. People should watch The Last Birthday. Sorry, Rick. I love that one. Maybe, but maybe not as like the first episode. It's like my least favorite episode. We could definitely disagree or we can agree to disagree. Yeah. Okay, you saw the video of my dog? Yeah, he's cute. He's a little stinker. He's a little stinker. Getting his nails done, getting his manicure. Oh yeah, so if you guys want to see stuff like that, join my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, LA European Motors. Link is in the description. Links to all that stuff. You see other stuff about my life, like cars and photos and videos, other videos I don't put on here. Patreon, exclusive content on Patreon. If you guys are still interested on chatting one-on-one with me, that link is in the description as well. Some people have won. I've already chosen the winners. I'm just waiting for some of them to get back to me. But I will be calling, because of the giveaway, 5 people, 5 lucky winners, that I'm going to call them on the phone and just be like, hey, thank you for supporting me. Do a little bit of a talk, absolutely free. And for the Christmas season, wish them happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. And that's about it. So that's really cool. I may have more of those giveaways, like if you guys want that. And maybe a little bit of a discount if you guys want the hour-long or the one-on-one chat, even shorter than that. You bug me on Instagram. No, Pete, you don't bug me on Instagram. Many libraries have Lucy DVDs too that you can check out for free. Oh, great point, Scott. I didn't know that. That is true. My local library has a lot of DVDs, but honestly, I don't go there. I should, right? Oh, I should do that. Yes, because I do a lot of movie reviews and stuff. And, okay, there's a lot of stuff on Netflix and so forth, but some specific stuff isn't there. And so that would be awesome. That is great. You guys are smart. How many Christmas episodes of Lucy did they film? Well, they did one official Christmas show, and then they did an episode that had nothing to do with Christmas, pretty much. And at the end, they had like a little teaser thing that's only seen in this. And then, yeah, that's about it. 1 or 2 episodes where they show that scene. Are you accusing me of cheating? Yep, I'm accusing you of cheating. That's my favorite episode. Home movies. Merry Christmas to you guys, and Happy Hanukkah for any of my Jewish friends out there. Stan Laurel used the bed springs in the jail cell for the harp in the Laurel and Hardy movies, Flying Deuces. Oh, great fact. That is awesome. I'm going to have to take a look at that. I'm a big fan of theirs, but I could say that I haven't seen a lot of their stuff. I have to. Like, some I really like of their stuff, some I really don't. But again, they're pioneers, so they're amazing. Like, the Christmas... we're selling Christmas trees, Laurel and Hardy. Oh God, that's so good. It's completely silent. I think it's one of the best things they've ever made. Maybe I haven't seen others that are better, but yeah. Alright guys and gals, the episode is done. Thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully, let me see. Let me look at schedule. Give me 1 sec, guys and gals, because I think if I do everything normally, like if I see you guys next Sunday, let me see. Where's my calendar? I should be able. Oh yeah, so next will be Christmas Eve. So I may get on. See, but I know some people won't be around. But I may do a video on that. I don't know. Just stay in touch. Put your notifications on, and then you'll see what's up. Will you do a video on the winners? Most likely what I'm going to do, Frank, is what I'm probably going to do is in my next Lucy video, I'm just going to announce them on like the bottom of the screen. But the people who win will know through their email, or just check the comments for that video. So if anyone left a comment with "Be Hopeful," check, because I wrote some people. So it doesn't mean you necessarily won, but you have to respond back and forth and so forth. Okay? All right, so hopefully you guys are doing great. Keep a good week. Hopefully I see you next week. If I don't, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, have a happy holiday, and don't forget to be positive, be hopeful as always. Like I said, even for me, things go bad, but it's okay, because if you're hopeful, things will eventually go well. All right, we'll see you next time, guys and gals, and don't forget, be hopeful.